Okay, just a little bit of a drive around video. If you noticed, the voltage was down because the engine has a new 25% underdrive balancer. So at idle in gear, it will drop down to like 12 volts of charging. But then as soon as you get up off of idle, comes up to where it should be. I'm just, 1100 RPM just cruising along here. Good oil pressure because of the new oil pump. Temperature, no problem. Doesn't overheat, nothing. I'm very pleased with the way that the car runs after all of the engine work that I did. I will have all that listed in the for sale listing. But basically it is an LS3 top end, LS7 exhaust manifolds. The whole top end is all brand new stuff. The cam is a Cam Motion 595 220 230 at a 117 lobe sep, so it idles amazingly well. The idea was that eventually I would probably put a Magnuson type blower on, top mount, blow through the heads type of blower rather than centrifugal. So also to make that happen, I got the Lingenfelter blower hood. That was an $1,800 hood. Everything I did on the car, the plan was to keep the car and just have it be the way that I wanted. So it has the 18 and 19 inch silver Grand Sport wheels. The rear quarters technically came off a ZR1. All of the front is real Z06 carbon fiber fenders, real Z06 bumper, etc. I'll just kind of quickly go through some of the different things on the car. It does have Willwood 6-piston front and 4-piston rear brake setup on it. The rear sway bar is a ZR1 sway bar. The exhaust is 3-inch back to just in front of the axle. Then it goes down to 2.5. It's a brand new Borla S-type exhaust system. So, it's rumbly, but not obnoxious. I do have a semi-redone Z06 diff for it. I had new clutches put in, so it should all be good to go. And I also have a 3200 stall yank converter that goes with the car. So I'll go overhead and pull over for a minute, or I'll go ahead and pull over for a minute. The TPMS warnings are because the car was sitting for so long. It unfortunately took me 2 years to get all this work done. I just never really had time to work on the car last year. So I finally got it fired up, but the back end is all good. You can see the Willwood brakes. They have very few miles on them. The car is dusty, dirty from sitting in the garage for so long. You can hear it has a very nice idle. Very smooth, very drivable. It's idling at 600. Maybe 700, but 600 in gear. So the Z06 parts need to be painted, mounted solidly. They're just sitting on there for now. The Lingenfelter hood needs to be fitted correctly or trimmed a little bit under here. If it's bolted down all the way where it should be, it binds on this front edge of the Z06 parts and doesn't want to open. So fog lights are out at the moment, as you can see. I have the fog lights themselves. This fender, the Z06 parts came off of a car that had been in a fire. So the engine had caught fire. The fire burned the paint, and the backside of this area on this side is thin, so it needs to be reinforced, you know, and that's just part of just doing the body work on this fender. The rest is all fine. There's no damage on the nose, and there's no damage on this fender. I just gave them a quick spray with the vinyl, you know, black vinyl, just to cover them. I guess I'll go ahead and pop the hood while we're here. Oh, looks like I left a couple of sockets there. If you can see the LS7 manifolds, basically I've replaced everything. It's a brand new throttle body, brand new LS3 intake. The injectors are from an LS7. The radiator has been replaced with an aftermarket, I would call it being a 3-core aluminum radiator. It was about $400. It works very well. It keeps it nice and cool. Everything, all the power steering, pump, reservoir, lines, everything was all replaced when I had it out for the cam. The alternator is a larger, higher output aftermarket unit. It has the Sac City Big 3 so that it charges well. Doesn't have any problems with that. Has a Permacool cooler in front for the transmission and also one for the power steering. The transmission lines where they pass down this side of the frame past the exhaust are all wrapped so that they don't transmit any heat from the exhaust into the transmission fluid. So the transmission fluid always stays very cool. It, you know, did run hot when I got it. Not a problem anymore. And you know the car's got to be fast because it has red seat belts. You know, I pulled off the interior doing the seat belt work and did not have a chance to put it back together. That's also part of the reason the console lid is off. I have all those parts. As you can see, this does have the blue top, the blue tinted top, and I also have the solid blue top for it as well that came with the car. I bought the other top separate, or this top actually separately. So, you know, overall, it's mostly there, but unfortunately, I'm not able to finish the car and I've got to get it sold. So, if you have any questions, you know, go ahead and contact me. Happy to tell you everything I can.